Hi guys, Billy here. It's been a while since I've seen y'all. I've been kind of incognito for a little while, but doing well. Tonight I want to talk about, we usually address in my other videos, talking about head movement and bumps and slipping and things like that. What I want to talk about is how do you move when you're throwing punches. So in other words, like if you want to reach somebody that's far away, or he's retreating, or he's bumping left, or he's bumping right, how do you adjust to him while you're firing your stuff? Well, one of the ways to practice this thing, first you start with linear motion, okay? So in other words, one of the easiest things to do is throw jab, cross, bump, cross. Now when you're bumping forward, you jab, cross, okay? So when you go 1, 2, now when you bump, you're going to scoot your back foot up to your front foot. Then you're going to step again and punch, if that makes any sense. So what it looks like, okay, when you're doing it, you just go 1, 2, boom, and then you can move to the side again, okay? You do it this side, 1, 2, boom, move to the side again. What you're doing is you're learning how to be progressive and covering distance, and it works well. You know, you could do it for a few feet. Obviously, you're not going to go across the boxing ring or pursue somebody at long distances, but when they're being evasive, and if where they are is where you need to travel anyhow, you can run them down this way. Because a lot of people can't move backwards very well like this. Speaking of backwards, one of the best ways to move backwards is with your jab. Okay, through your jab, then you can set your spring and you can come forward. Or you can jab in, set forward. Okay? Another way to be progressive with the exercises, with the hook and the cross. Okay? So if you're coming forward, you throw the cross, hook, cross, hook, cross, hook. Okay? If you're going backwards, you throw the cross, okay? You move on the hook, boom, hook, boom. That's how you can use that pattern going forward and backwards. When you're thinking about moving in an arc, or flanking to your left, or flanking to your right, okay, what is flanking? Well, it's getting to, if I'm facing, say this ball string, my opponent, and I'm facing straight on, flanking would be getting to the side of him, okay? So in other words, I want to end up over here. He's still facing this way, something like that. All right. One of the ways you practice doing that, you step off, you drop your shoulder, and you bump and you turn. Okay? When you're on this way, same thing, you bump and you turn. So you're facing his flank. And when you're throwing progressive punches, say hooks, uppercuts, it's the same kind of thing. You're going to do the motion where you're slipping, resetting, slipping, resetting, slipping, resetting kind of thing. So what it looks like on a bag, when you practice this is just a point of reference, just a typical ball bag here, okay? You use a focus ball, a bungee ball, whatever you want to call it. So what you practice doing, you take your head off line, bump, hit. Take your head off line, bump again. And you practice slipping. Move this side, boom, slip, slip, move this side, boom, slip, slip, move this side, boom. You also go the other way. Slip, slip, now it's my front hook, boom. Slip, slip, my front hook. Boom. Slip, slip, my front hook. Okay? So you can do that as well. These are some things that aren't really practiced very often by most people, and when you see them do it, they're not very good at it. If you can get good at this stuff, when you're in the pocket, and you find yourself not being successful going forward, you can flank and impress the action from another angle. It works well, but it's something that does have to be practiced. And I decided, you know, I'll come back online and do a tutorial, and I haven't seen y'all in a while. So this is what I wanted to touch on tonight. And good ways to practice it. Put yourself a reference. You don't even have to hit it. That's not real important. Or you can make a straight line. In this case, I'm just using myself to the camera to demonstrate it. But my mat has seams in it. You can usually make a line, put a tape line down. Kenny Weldon called it an evaluation line. And what this teaches you how to do is use angle. How do you travel forward? How do you travel backwards? How do you travel and bump off line? Okay, so in other words, if you're going jab, jab, cross, cross, how do you bump? Boom, move this way, how do you bump? How? You can practice these things because when you have an imaginary line on the floor, it gives you direction. Then it's a real clear path when it's flanking. Also too, when you are flanking, it could be 45, it can be 90 degrees, it can be as much as 180 degrees. And when you're bumping, first of all, what is a bump? Well, my perspective is this. A bump, if I want to go this way, bump, I'm compressing my front leg, and instead of pivoting around, I'm adjusting off my calf muscles. And I can land on a spring, which means I can step again. The problem with just pivoting, when you step and you just pivot, you don't land on a spring unless you make the conscious effort to do so. But when you bump, you step, boom, then you can land again, okay? You can do it with a pivot, but it's much slower. So when you think of the bump, that's what it is. It's just a quick way to turn your body or lunge your body, but you're not staying off the ground very long. You're staying pretty connected to the ground, and that's not something that's taught very often. Kenny Walden, the great boxing coach, he talks about it a lot, being able to bump and flank and pivot and angle. But the only way you're going to be able to do these things, it has to be part of your daily regimen. You know, don't think it's going to work if you're just going to do it once a week or whenever you feel like doing it. You have to practice this stuff all the time. And in my system, it's done religiously. This is how we warm up. Same thing with reaction punching. You block, you're firing off the block. You're not countering with the other hand. These two skill sets are a must. And if you get good at them in a self-defense situation, they serve you well, because you're getting used to either dealing with the impact or you're evading the impact and you're firing back online. But the whole idea is getting in position to dominate, getting in position to counter, getting in position to make the person pay. Now, what I mean by make them pay is you want to shut them down. You don't want to stand there and fight somebody. That's not law conducive, right? So this is the whole purpose for being able to move like this. And it really works well too if you have multiple opponents, okay? That's really what I wanted to touch on. So again, I hope everybody's having a good night. And thanks for following me on YouTube. Everybody's been doing fantastic with that. You can catch me again at billyboston@gmail.com or combativenessworkshop@hotmail.com. I can talk on the phone now, so if y'all leave me a phone number and you have any questions, I can call you back. Or if you want seminars and workshops. As far as my health, for those who are following me, I'm getting ready to get a hearing aid, and you would not believe how damn expensive those things are. I only need one because the left ear don't work. With the right ear, I still have 30% hearing, so it's going to be able to help me out a lot, especially when I'm out in the world talking to people. So it'll make life a whole lot easier for me. But yes, I can't talk on the phone again, so that's working out well. It's been a big adjustment for me. My kidneys are doing a lot better. Blood pressure's doing a lot better. So anybody who's been following me, that's the update for now. You know, and I've lost 20 pounds. I'm doing pretty good. So it's little by little by little, I'm feeling great. But anyway, I'll be back on more, and I just want to keep sharing what I do. So again, everybody have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Take care.